I forgot my drink.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and begin. Welcome to our meeting tonight. This is not just by way of information. This is not our regular meeting. We have a couple of quick meetings we need to get out of the way, and then we will start the other one, hopefully close to 7 o'clock. So this meeting we need to have first is our Community Development and Renewal Agency of Herriman City meeting. So we'll call that to order. Look for approval of the minutes.
Motion to have the minutes of December 13th, 2023 be prepared and distributed to each member of the CDA board. The board will have 10 days to review the minutes and submit any changes to the secretary. If after 10 days there are no changes, the minutes will stand approved. If there are changes, the process will be followed until all changes are made and the board is in agreement.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Sherry. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Do we have Jared on, by the way? Did he get back on? No, not yet. Okay, so we'll move with us three. Okay. 3.1, discussion and consideration of a resolution approving an interlocal cooperative agreement with Herriman City Fire Service Area. Somebody gonna, is that you, Kyle? Okay, sorry.
Who's in charge?
Normally it says on here and it didn't.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a pretty quick item. So back in June, the board did approve participation agreements with 3 of our redevelopment agencies, city redevelopment agencies. We discovered upon submitting those to Salt Lake County that they were missing some critical information, such as the project areas that were involved. So no changes were made to the terms of the agreement. It literally was just adding the project area name, and then I'd made some technical cleanup corrections, but that's all.
Okay. Okay. Any comments? Look for a motion.
Motion to approve resolution R2023-06 approving an interlocal agreement with the Herriman City Fire Service Area.
Second.
Motion by Sherry, second by Steve. Steve?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. That motion carries. Okay, look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll move on to our Herriman City Fire Service Area agenda meeting. Look for a motion to approve minutes.
Motion to have the minutes of December 13th, 2023 be prepared and distributed to each member of the HCFSA board. The board will have 10 days to review the minutes and submit any changes to the secretary. If after 10 days there are no changes, the minutes will stand approved. If there are changes, the process will be followed until all changes are made and the board is in agreement.
Second.
Motion by Sherry, second by Steve. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item 2.1, discussion and consideration of a resolution approving interlocal cooperative agreement with the CDRA of Herriman City. Kyle, vice versa now, right?
You've got to love the legality of this, right? So essentially, it's the same as discussed in the CDRA board meeting. When we presented these participation agreements to Salt Lake County, they realized that the project areas were missing that were being participated in. So it is the same agreement the board passed in June, just with those minor technical changes.
Okay, perfect. I'll look for a motion then.
Motion to approve resolution R05-23 approving an interlocal agreement with the Community Development and Renewal Agency of Herriman City.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Sherry. Steve?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. That motion carries. Look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, 3 minutes to spare. Look at that.
Okay, so we'll come back in about 3 minutes. We'll start our regular meeting.
I like it.
That's okay. They're here.
Okay, we're good. Okay, welcome to our city council meeting this evening for Wednesday, December 13th. We are going to start tonight with a pledge of allegiance by one of our youth council members, Chloe Stump.
Okay, please rise and ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chloe. Item 4.2 tonight, city council comments and recognitions. Tonight, we're going to start with our rodeo. So I'm going to turn the time to Sherry and let her talk about our amazing rodeo committee.
So I'm super excited. Thanks for being here, Rodeo Committee, to announce this tonight. This too has been in my family my whole life, so it's fun to watch it happen in Herriman. Herriman joined the PRCA in 2007, and this year we're the Wilderness Circuit Small Rodeo of the Year final winner.
Winners. Yeah.
The Wilderness Circuit is Utah, part of Nevada, most of Idaho and Nevada, and it's just been a big part of Herriman history for many, many years, happening in backyard arenas, those kinds of things, so not just always out at the Butterfield Park. The medium winner of the Rodeo of the Year was Spanish Fork Fiesta Days Rodeo, and the large winner was the Reno Rodeo. So I can show you how important and prestigious this award really is to be the Small Rodeo of the Year winner this year. Another reason it's the small rodeo is added money. That's what determines whether or not you're small, medium, or large. And so we're going to just keep shooting for bigger and better. I think you guys, our rodeo committee is fantastic. A big thank you to all of them. Also, a special thanks to Dee Okeson and Ronnie Gunn and the riding groups and the friends that help every year make our rodeo outstanding, our staff, our sponsors, our stock contractor and production partner, Legacy Pro Rodeo, for making Herriman the winner of this great award. It's my understanding we're getting some pretty good shout outs down at the NFR, so we're getting recognition down there, so that's really cool. And our stock contractor is excellent, so I'm glad that we are keeping them here and moving forward with that. So just big thank you to all you guys, and big shout out to you for winning this award. Okay?
Should we do it?
Yeah, here it is. Come up. Let's take a big picture.
Cody didn't wear his red shirt.
I don't want to be mistaken for a fireman.
Okay. Wow. Mayor and council. Mayor, we have Dee say a few words.
I don't know why you want me to speak, but on behalf of the rodeo committee, we couldn't do it on our own. I'd like to thank the mayor, the city council for believing in what we were doing and helping us get through. The 10 of us or so that are on the rodeo committee really couldn't do this without you guys. We couldn't take the tickets. We couldn't sell the tickets. We couldn't get the sponsors. There's just not enough of us to do it. So all the employees of Herriman City helped out with this. And then as of next year, the city council and the mayor has okayed us to go a 3-day rodeo. We've been 2 for the last 18 years. So we're going to do a 3-day rodeo, and we upped our purse money from $3,000 an event to $5,000 an event. So thank you all for believing in what we're doing, and we hope we do you proud, and thank you again for all you've done for us.
So Dee, really, you were supposed to speak before I had all that thing, but I was so excited just to take a picture with you that you had to go after.
Well, and I would say, Dee, on top of the 3-day, we're bringing in some bleachers this year. We're going to be able to fit more people in. So it's bigger and better every year. And I think we've got big plans to go out for some funding to make we're not done yet. We're not done supporting you and seeing where we can go with this. So, but thank you all for what you do. Looking forward to it. Is it June yet? Let's go.
Good job.
Thank you. And congratulations again.
Just anecdotally, when it came time to decide whether or not I was going to run again for this seat, my children said, "Dad, if you don't go, how are we going to get into the rodeo?" So they made me.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. Next recognition, we want to talk about Girl Scout Troop 367. So Dee Dee Zabrisky's here with her troop. So if you girls want to come up for a minute, I'll just talk a little bit about what they've been doing. So they approached the city a while ago about bringing a box that they're going to place in City Hall. We're going to bring the box up here so everybody can see it. So this is a retired flag box. And Brinley, if I step on your toe, let me know if you're going to. Do you want to talk first and then I'll finish? Or do you want me to finish kind of introducing you a little bit?
You finish.
Okay. Okay. So this is going to be a flag box that's going to go, if you bring old flags that are retired or need to be disposed of, you can bring them here to City Hall. This box will be here at City Hall in the basement. You can bring them and they will be taken care of the right way. So go ahead and explain more, Brinley and girls.
For our bronze project, our Girl Scout troop chose to make retired flag collection boxes. We started researching the symbol of our country, and we found out that a lot of flags were going to the dump, and we did not like that. So we wanted to raise awareness of this problem. We designed, cut, and painted these boxes and have been working with the cities around us to place and collect retired flags. We would love to continue working with Herriman City Council to start a yearly flag retirement too. Thank you for letting us place this box here to help collect flags from Girl Scout Troop 367.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We love it. We love it. Hey, girls, let's do a picture, and let's bring your box up, and we can take a picture.
So true
yes, go ahead.
story. I was cleaning out some cupboards the other day, and I have a flag that needs retired. And it literally has been sitting on the counter by my back door for about 2 months now, just because it's hard to find places that you can take them. And I was like, where do I have to take this? Now I can come here. Good job, guys.
Love it.
Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Lots of practice. So cool, guys.
exactly what I was thinking, actually. I think it'd be cool to do that. Did you hear that, girls? What if we made that part of our rodeo? The retirement ceremony, would that be cool?
That'd be cool.
I think I think it fits with what the rodeo's objective is, so let's talk and let's make it happen, okay? It's awesome. And Brentley, I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you out a little bit. We were at DARE today, and everybody's going through and giving fist bumps to me and the couple of police officers, and Brentley just comes right past it and gives me a hug, so it meant a lot, Brentley, so thank you for making my day today, twice. So, thank you, girls, everything for what you've done. This is amazing. We're excited to have this here, and we'll start promoting it to the public that it's here, and we'll let you know. So, thank you very much. I love these projects. This is awesome. So, thank you, girls. Okay, any other comments or recognitions right now? I will say, I can't believe it's been. Hats off to our staff for Night of Lights. Another fun night.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun that night. I know that's a lot of hours, kind of our last event of the year. And the Yeti hunt going on. We got the Yeti hunt going on. But thank you to staff again for another amazing event. Just gets bigger and better every year, so thank you for that. Anything else I'm missing?
No, the gingerbread house thing, everybody I voted for won the thing too.
Did you vote for my kids?
I shouldn't say.
They're mad they didn't win first place. They don't know how to split a Quench It. There's 6 of them. They have to split a Quench It $25 gift card. We don't know how we're going to do that.
They were awesome.
They were fun. It was so much fun. They're still out there. If anyone wants to come see the gingerbread houses, they are still on display out here.
Cool.
So there's a lot of them, so come check them out. So, okay, we'll move on to item 5 tonight, which is public comment. Audience members may bring any item to the city council's attention. Comments will be limited to 2 minutes. State law prohibits the council from acting on items that do not appear on the agenda. Public comments for this meeting will also be conducted electronically. Any person interested in addressing the council may submit a comment by emailing recorder@herriman.org or by visiting herriman.org/agendas and minutes, where there's a link to fill out an online public comment form. Your statement will be incorporated into the public record. So at this point, if anybody has a public comment, you can come forward. You have 2 minutes. Okay. Seeing no public comments, we will move on to item 6, city council reports. Is Jared with us? Did he jump on yet? No, okay. So we'll go to Sherry.
Nope, mine were all canceled for December.
Okay. Steve?
Ditto.
And I'll say ditto.
Yeah.
Nothing to report?
Nothing to
then?
report this time.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Item 8, reports, presentation, and appointments. We will start tonight with the introduction of our new 2024 Miss Herriman and Royalty.
Mayor and Council, I am pleased to be pitch hitting today for Laura Twitchell, who oversees the pageant scholarship for Miss Herriman this year. She was unable to join us this evening. So if I could have Scarlett and Gracie and Lauren go ahead and come up. So the pageant was held in November at Fort Herriman Middle School, where Caitlin Schreiner, who has been amazing this last year as Miss Herriman, retired her crown. And Scarlett Langford was crowned as our 2024 Miss Herriman. Scarlett. Our first attendant is Gracie Wells, and our second attendant is Lauren Christiansen. So we'd like to, they're all here. So I'd like to congratulate them and note that they'll be great to work with this coming year. They're always great to help us with events and activities and really promote things that are going on in Herriman. I'm going to turn the time over to Scarlett, and she's going to talk a little bit about her platform.
Good evening. Hello. Yes, I'm Scarlett Langford, and my community service initiative is See the Signs. It's promoting resources to get the help we need and recognizing signs of depression. There is an emphasis on veterans and military members. I am in the Utah Army National Guard. I work at the Draper headquarters, and I love it. I'm based out in Ogden. I'm in the 19th Special Forces Group, and it's the Group Support Battalion, and so that's where I go 1 weekend in a month. I am so excited to serve. The Night of Lights, I got to go ice skating, and I got to help a lot of kids, and I just love seeing the kids smile, and they're like, no way, you ice skate? I'm like, yeah, I ice skate. I'm thrilled to serve this community, and I also have wonderful women to do that with me, and I'm absolutely thrilled. Thank you.
You can get a quick photo.
pictures.
More pictures.
I'm telling you, man.
Assistant directors are like awkward moms. Yeah, I was like, Aaron, don't.
Mr. Mayor, I think next time we do recognitions night, we just need to put a microphone down there and just do them.
Just do them down there so we don't have to up and down, up and down.
Hold for pictures.
Well, I will say, I know they stepped outside, but I will say hats off to those ladies. They've already hit the ground running. They're at every event I've seen already. And then like some of the fundraisers for the high schools, they've been at both of those for I mean, they're just everywhere. So hats off to them. Just so impressed with what they do. Okay. 8.2, Youth Council Report. What was that? Destiny, double duty tonight.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We just have a couple of our youth council here to report on what they're doing and as well as their legacy projects. I'm going to turn it over to our youth council mayor, Chloe Stump.
Okay, so basically we're just talking about some things we've been doing for youth council this year. We just have some pictures and stuff to share about what we've been doing and what we plan to do this year. So this is from our our little retreat that we had at the beginning of the youth council season. And we basically got together. It was 2 days, a Friday and a Saturday. And we picked our theme, and our theme this year is Friends Unite Now, and which also spells out fun, just because this year we want to have fun with youth council, and we want to all be friends, get along, and just embrace our different backgrounds. One really cool thing that we do is a highway cleanup. I think that we all love being a part of the highway cleanups, and it's just a super fun way to serve the community. We also got the amazing opportunity to have the Herriman Police Department come in to one of our meetings and talk to us about kind of what the forensics is in Herriman and some of the investigations that they've done. And then me and Nathan, who's the mayor pro tem, we are part of the Utah Youth Council, and we have been planning the leadership conference for Utah State this year, which has been a really great experience and just amazing youth that you get to meet on there. And then I'm going to turn the time over to Nyan. She's going to talk about our new event that we are working on planning right now.
We are planning for our project together as a youth council. We're going to do a Herriman Cultural Night on the 26th of January in 2024. This cultural night will basically, anybody can bring a food from their culture or even something that represents their culture in song or dance to a stand and show it to the Herriman community. This will strengthen our cultures together, and we can learn more about each other and other cultures as well. We are doing this culture night with different schools around Herriman, and it is open to anyone of any age. Friends, family, you can bring anyone you want to. We are also doing this cultural night with some great restaurants as well from around Herriman that express our culture. And we hope you will join us for this great night of many different experiences and get to enjoy it.
Okay, and then now Urban's going to talk about some of the Herriman City events that we've been able to take part in.
Hi, I'm Urban Smith, and so some of the events we've been able to do is we're pretty much helping out with all of them. Like we went and we were there at the Herriman Howl. We've helped with the rodeo every year. I've been on for about 4 years, and I've been to every rodeo. I've been to all the howls. I've done Night of Lights every year. We help with Town Days every year. We have our own booth. It's so much fun just to be able to like get in there and just show everybody what we can do. And it doesn't matter like that we're teenagers. Like they think we just sit at home, we don't help out in the community. But we wanted to show them that we can. We wanted to show them that we will. And so we are, and that's what we're doing. And we're doing that also by doing the cleanups as well. And we're not just like doing just like little cleanups. We're doing like the big highway. So it's kind of scary sometimes, find some weird things. But yeah. But it's still so much fun. And just being with everybody is, I'm grateful for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Great
so
job.
much, all three of you.
Naya, do you want to come up and do your legacy project? Take the arrow.
Hi, my name is Naya Kropsicher, and this is my legacy project. This project started, I wanted to make a big impact in the community, and I looked through many different things I could do for this project, but one of them that stood out to me was Kari Sue Hamilton School for Special Needs. This school not only serves many students from Herriman, but all over the Jordan School District. I first talked with the principal and coordinated with her about what this school would need. And after talking with her, Principal Titus informed me that they needed aprons for the students. This is an example of what the aprons look like. They need these aprons to keep their clothes dry and clean while they're at the school. This is for the students with eating disabilities. This helps them to have a better time when they're at the school and focus on learning and having a happy and healthy time. This is basically an order of how I did things. After talking with Principal Titus and learning that the school needed these aprons, I then had to gather the materials for this, those being the ribbons and towels. I originally intended to make 30. That number changed very quickly. I reached out through social media, and I was shocked at the amount of people who were willing to donate the ribbon and towels for this project to help the students of Kari Sue Hamilton School. After doing this, I went around and I picked up all the donations. There were just bags and bags of them. After receiving all the towels, I then needed to make the aprons. And after receiving all the towels as well, we had over 80 of them. And so I then coordinated with my friends to make 20 of these towels, 20 of these aprons, as a proof of concept. After doing this, I then decided to move on to the next part of this project. I began working with Rotary Club because I realized that doing this would be way more efficient than hand sewing each of them by myself. After doing that, that's when I decided I needed to learn how to use a sewing machine. So I gathered my friends who had a sewing machine, and they teach me how to use it. And by learning how to use it from them, I was then able to teach other people who were at Rotary Club. I have been in Rotary Club for over 2 years now, and I think that it was a great way to spread the news of Karisu Hamilton School to other people, and they are always looking for new projects to be presented by the members to do. Many people showed up. Many people showed up to the Rotary Club, so I then went on stage with the person who is leading Rotary Club, Anne, and I introduced our project. After that, many people came over asking me how they could help, and I began teaching them how to use a sewing machine. I far surpassed my goal of getting just 30 aprons in the beginning. By the end of the night at Rotary, we had over 80 aprons finished and ready. I even taught kids much younger than myself how to use a sewing machine, and they really enjoyed being able to learn a new skill. I also collected over 15 brand new bath towels that the school could use for their swimming pool. On a side note, I also collected 40 hand towels that the school, the school didn't have a use for, but we donated them to a local animal shelter so they could use it for the animals' cages to keep them warm. In the beginning, I started sewing all of the towels by hand. This took about 20 to 30 minutes to do each of them, and I poked myself many times with a needle and found the system to be very flawed. I thought about giving up many times, but I didn't because I knew the school needed these aprons, so I continued on and found that some of my friends had sewing machines and also Rotary Club, so I coordinated with them to make these aprons. It was also hard to do this because I was trying to do this at the same time that the holidays were happening, Thanksgiving especially, and coordinating with people during this time was very difficult because they were busy with their own special things. But I kept contacting people and eventually got some responses, and here we are. The impacts and benefits of this project. One of this project's largest benefits is the aprons, obviously, for the students of Karisu Hamilton. Imagine if you were a parent of a disabled child, and it's already hard work to raise a child and keep them happy and healthy. But then if you also have to, every time they come home from school, make sure they're clean, that just adds to more things that the children and parents have to worry about. Another benefit was the hand towels we received and how they were able to go to a local animal shelter to help keep the animals clean or warm. And this project had a great impact on many different people, from the students at Karisu Hamilton School to the people at Rotary Club who we helped to teach how to use a sewing machine. I believe this project had a big impact on the community, and I'm happy that I was able to do it. That is all.
Super proud of you. Good job. Excellent project, and I love that it didn't just touch one thing, it just mushroomed into a lot of benefits, so great job.
Thank you.
And I will say, like Sherry said, that's the impact you had on this community will be, you won't ever realize it because of the people you got involved, and now they'll feel the need to serve later in that similar capacity. So amazing work. So
Good job.
thank you. Good job. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Naya.
Kennedy?
Hi, I'm Kennedy Herriman. I did this legacy project with Sadie Miles, but she isn't able to come tonight, so I'll be presenting for the both of us. Yeah. Okay, so what we decided to do is volunteer at the Beehive Elderly Home, and we wanted to make an impact on the lives of the elderly people in our community. The things that we did with them were play card games with them and do bingo, because they love bingo. We ran different experiments to keep them interested and entertained, and we made many treats with them that they really enjoyed. One of my favorite things about our volunteer work is that we got to talk to the people in our community, especially the elderly people. We made meaningful connections with each of them, and we talked to them about their lives, their families, and their past experiences. And they taught me many different things that I can apply to my own life, which is really important. This impacted our community because it brought awareness to our senior citizens that often go overlooked in our city. And this is really positive because they love visitors, and they don't really get many visitors other than their family, and their families are often busy, especially this time of year, and they're just unable to come. So I could tell that it really positively impacted them because they got to talk to younger people, and yeah. How this impacted me and Sadie. This lifted our spirits and changed our perspective on the elderly people in our community. Because, especially for me, I definitely don't think about them because I'm not related to them and they just aren't a huge part of my life. But when I got to talk to them and speak with them and like spend 2 hours like every week with them, I was able to grow these meaningful connections with each of the people in the Beehive home. And it helped give me a better understanding about empathy towards these older people, and many of them had mental disabilities, which really helped me understand on a deeper level like why we should help them and why they like matter. So I thoroughly enjoyed volunteering at the Beehive home, and I had many great experiences. And one of my favorite memories from the Beehive home is when there was a new guest, or I guess like tenant, I don't know, new person staying. We got there and they're like, okay, everyone sit down. And they rolled out a red carpet and they had like the person come, like they pulled up and then they walked down the red carpet and introduced everyone. And it was really fun and I loved it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I would totally recommend, and that's it. Thank you.
So great job again. You guys are amazing. I love that you experience the value of our elderly. Sometimes we forget about them, and they just add so much value to our lives. That's so good that you experienced that. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Good job, Kennedy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Man. I'm proud of those kids, man.
We've got the best youth council.
Sure.
Absolutely. And their best advisor, too. Right, Destiny?
That's right.
I do say so. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for all you do, for the events you help with, for what the impact you truly leave on our community. We couldn't do everything what we do without our youth council, so thank you all for what you do. Okay, move on to item 8.3, a Point of the Mountain Development presentation. We have Don Willie here tonight in place of Alan, so welcome, Don. Welcome to Herriman.
Thank you. I gotta say, it's a great night to be here, just to be able to see the incredible youth that you have and the impact that they're having in the community. So I feel fortunate, I feel blessed to be able to listen to that and hear that impact. So let's pull up our quick presentation. Is that showing on screens?
There it is.
All right, see that. Well, I think the other benefit of hearing from these incredible youth is now to be able to talk about a development that we're focused on our future generations and something that we're keeping in mind. As I said, my name's Don Willie. I'm the Director of Operations for the Point. Alan and I are the two staff, so we're a small team, but we rely heavily on international experts, internationally renowned experts that are helping to build the Point, Utah's innovation community. And we've had a few significant updates recently, and that's the impetus for joining you tonight. And so, Mayor, council members, thank you for this opportunity to provide this update and let you know what's going on and how this impacts the entire region. This is not just a Draper project, even though it sits within Draper boundaries. This is both regional and even statewide, an impact and how it will benefit our local communities. So really from the beginning, we've looked at this as a generational opportunity. This was not something that we wanted to turn over in a couple years and just throw whatever we could on the side and hope for the best. This was something that really was heralded as a once in a lifetime. Not often do you get 600 acres between two metropolitan hubs, Salt Lake and Provo, with an immense, fast-growing region nearby. So Herriman, of course, included in that. And so it was intended to be something that was very thoughtfully considered and thoughtfully planned out. The beginning of this was creating the Point of the Mountain Commission. That then turned over to the Point of the Mountain Land Authority and the board that governs that authority. So myself and Alan, we answer to these fine individuals on your screen. And we're grateful for their leadership and their time. This has been really an exhaustive endeavor for each of them, something big that they've committed to between legislative leaders that sit on our board, as well as local community leaders, both public and private, representing the interests of our taxpayers. At the end of the day, that's how we look at this. And really always coming back to our guiding principles that we set up from the very beginning. First, that this is to promote the public interest. This is state-owned land. This is taxpayer-owned land. And so we always come back to what is in the best interest of taxpayers as we develop this. Setting a high standard for this site. We did not, again, want to make this quick and easy. We wanted to ensure that what is developed on the site is going to set a high standard, a high bar to look to. Again, thinking regionally, this is not just something that impacts the site in which the development will rise from, but this is a regional impact, tremendous opportunity as we think regionally. Taking the long view that we know that this is going to take decades to develop it the right way, and we're willing to take that time in the interest of our taxpayers. To be open and transparent, this is a public process and acting with the highest integrity, not just of our internal team, but every partner that we work with, recognizing who we work for and the purpose behind this. So not most recently, but second most recently, we celebrated a big milestone, which was completion of demolition on the site. This was important for us because as you drive along I-15 every day, you'd see progress being made. And it's taken a lot of planning to get to this point. But more importantly, it represented one of the key areas that we're focused on, which is sustainability. There was a pretty big building on site. There was a lot of concrete, a lot of metals, materials, and we're proud that we recycled over 70% of those materials. That was less truckloads going to the landfill and filling the landfill. And that recycled material, most of it will come back on site. So the vegetation that was mulched will go back into landscaping. The concrete that was crushed will go into road base. So being able to use those materials that have already been built, being able to reuse them in a way that increases sustainability, doing it smart, and doing it in a way that reduces pollution in the community, reduces that waste.
It is crazy, the change, though. It's like the landmark, and you don't even recognize where you're at anymore. It's just been such a constant in the valley right there for my whole life, right? And so it's just crazy to see it all gone.
For a long time. I mean, it's one of those things. We held an event just up the hill from it in Draper and looked down, and it was crazy to see just a blank field there.
Yeah, it looks
right
weird.
after so long. So the most recent development, and really what has brought us here tonight, is the signing of our Phase 1 development. So for the last 16 months or so, we've been negotiating with our selected development partner, and that's Innovation Point Partners. That's made up of 3 individual companies, Lincoln Properties, that's based outside of Utah, but then 2 local companies, Wadsworth Development and the Clementa Group. That was very intentional because this is a Utah development. We wanted it to be designed with Utahns in mind, the Utah way for Utah. And so on November 27th, our partners and the Point of the Mountain State Land Authority signed the agreement that really that will set the stage for the rest of the development. Phase 1 is just 100 acres, but that is the downtown quarter. That's kind of the main hub. And so this is really important to develop it in a way that sets a high bar for the rest of the development, brings in new, unique restaurants, retail, living. Setting this bar high is really important. So it took us a while to get to an agreement with our development partners, and we were able to execute that on November 27th. It also established clear performance metrics. So because this is a state project, we wanted to ensure that we could measure the progress of our development partners. And so together we agreed on performance metrics that would guide the growth, guide this development in a way that we felt represented the interests of Utahns. In fact, we've collected over 16,000 responses, and those responses are what have guided this Phase 1 development and the overall vision for the site. We also wanted to make sure we have flexibility because we know times change, we know the economy is in flux, and so as we considered and envisioned out Phase 1, we needed to build in some flexibility to know that we've got to pivot along the way and develop the site according to what the dictates are at the time. So let me give you just a quick snapshot of what Phase 1 encompasses. We will be bringing quite a bit of housing to the area. 3,300 multifamily units will sit on that 100 acres. And we've negotiated with the development partner that 12.5% of those, or about 400 units, will be affordable. And that'll be at 60% of AMI and 80%. So we'll have 2 thresholds there. We will be bringing new high-paying jobs, quality jobs to the area through the site. And so the ability to work on site and live on site is a focus for us. Those who are employed there, regardless of what that may be, that they would have a chance to attain rental or homeownership within the site. We anticipate 6 miles of road in that first phase, 10 miles of trail. We've had some questions about cars on the site. We have budgeted for quite a bit of parking on the site. We know that this will be a regional draw and attraction, and so ensuring that you can get to and from the site by very transit, but on the site you'll be able to park, be able to drive your car on site. About 450 hotel rooms in that first phase, 60,000 square feet entertainment venue, 356,000 square feet of world-class retail, and we are very cognizant of our our water situation in the state. And so not only will the development include water-saving measures, but all of the landscaping on site, 100%, will be drought-tolerant landscaping. This gives you a bit of a different perspective of the site. Again, this is just phase one. You can see the rest of the site in the background, but about 2 million square feet of office, 3 million square feet of residential is what we're looking at. And you can see those in the colors. The blue is our office, yellow being residential. And this gives you a better idea. As we take an aerial view, this gives you primarily that first 100 acres. You can see the development that will extend in the remaining 500 acres as well. But you can see the river to range trail, that kind of green strip that runs down the middle there. That's an iconic feature of the site that really brings the beautiful Utah outdoors into this development, giving that work-life play balance, being able to really enjoy the site and enjoy all that Utah has to offer. That will eventually, over time, connect east of the freeway into Draper, and then also connect to the Jordan River Trail system. So through the point, you'll be able to access trails across the entire Wasatch Front. This is for biking, this is for walking, enjoying a stroll on your lunch hour, going after in the evening. We want this to be a desirable location to really enjoy everything that Utah has to offer. Of course, housing, we know the pinch that the state is in from a housing standpoint, and so we recognize that in the first phase. Primarily, we'll see apartments and condos, but we do anticipate in additional phases, single-family homes as well, ensuring that we hit that metric of affordable housing throughout the entire site. And then transportation, of course, is always a concern, getting to the site and getting around on the site. So ensuring that we have varied transportation options on the site. And then, as was recently announced, Front Runner Station will be to the west of the site, which is planned. And then working, of course, closely with UDOT and UTA to ensure that we're creating as much accessibility. So widening roads in and around the point development and creating new opportunities for getting to and from the site through public transit. And of course, so as we talk about the point being Utah's innovation community, we want to highlight what may be the first building. It will definitely be one of the first few, but we anticipate it may be the first, which is Convergence Hall. And this is a building that is under the direction of the Utah System of Higher Education. Representative Jefferson Moss is helping to oversee this. But this will be a convergence of our higher ed institutions coming together, sharing ideas. I like to think of it as innovation, collaboration, or collisions. Where these brilliant thinkers can come, they can share concepts and ideas, build them into Utah-based companies and grow those companies to create jobs and new opportunities for our residents. This will just be the hub, and we anticipate that innovation atmosphere to permeate through the entire community as we build additional office space and space for entrepreneurs to be able to come live on the site, build their business, and create economic opportunity. Lastly, I just want to run you through a couple of the renderings so you can get a feel for what this will look like, what this will feel like. This is the promenade, so kind of that downtown corridor, shopping, dining. You'll have both office and residential in close proximity and on this path here, but really creating a walkable community. You can come down from your apartment, condo, enjoy a nice meal, take a nice stroll, but really just enjoy. You can see the mountains peeking up behind. I mean, beautiful views both to the east and the west. This is the courtyard just between the promenade and the River to Range Trail. You can see that glass building in the background. That is the rendering for Convergence Hall. But again, just to get a feel for what that would be like. And then this, again, another view of the promenade, so you can see that work-life play balance that we're trying to strike. This is the River to Range, just the concept of you've got close proximity to this beautiful trail system with commercial space. And then we do have, I said we tore down all the buildings. We didn't tear down all the buildings. We kept the old prison chapel, and that will be saved as a historical structure. This was a place where redemption is the word that comes to mind from many of the inmates who have talked to us about stories of their time there. This was a place of reflection and gratitude where they feel like there was a rebirth in them. We see it's fitting because we feel like we're giving a new life to the site, bringing in a new opportunity, new opportunities for future generations. And so that chapel will be preserved. You can see that on the left of this rendering, and then a beautiful park to surround it. So our residents will be able to reflect on that and be able to enjoy that space. And lastly, the central green. So maybe some issues here of the fall foliage and the ice skating rink. I don't know if those two go together very well in Utah, but it gives you a better picture of the community gathering space. We envision it. As I walked in tonight and saw your rink out there, it brought me joy to see that and just to see the community gathering being a part of that. And this would be the equivalent here at the Point. So with that, just express our appreciation to provide this update, and we'll turn it to you for any questions.
Questions or comments?
I have some questions regarding the multifamily units and the affordable units. The 400 units that you're identifying as affordable, you're equating to a price point of affordability adjusted for 80% median income to 60% median. Is that what I heard correctly?
Yeah, so two thresholds. So a portion of them will be at 80% median income, and a portion will be at 60%.
So is this is it potentially those units could be sold at a loss from the cost to build?
We don't anticipate those units would probably be rental. They wouldn't be for sale condos, but we have been exploring that. In fact, we had a recent site visit to California where one of the developments is for sale units, affordable housing. So we are exploring that as well.
Okay. And then do you have an estimated targeted price point for the condominiums that you'll be selling?
We don't yet.
Okay, I'd just be curious how that goes along.
We're curious too. Yeah. So we're working with our developers on that, of course. And like I said, we anticipate that we'll have a range of pricing options. We want to ensure that those that work on the site can also live on the site.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you for the question.
Don, I would say too, I'd love to collaborate even more on this, especially as far as transportation. I anticipate a lot of employees from that area living out in our area. I anticipate that already. We have a lot of people out here living or working towards Lehigh, towards Silicon Slopes. So we'd love to collaborate and just see if we can get on the same page and help fight for certain options, if you know where I'm going with it, but
Absolutely.
certain tracks, routes or whatever might be down the road. So
sure thing. We would love to, if there's a specific contact you'd like us to work with, we would absolutely love to engage in conversation. There has been talks about red line extension, as you're aware, and so we definitely understand and are thinking regionally from this. So we would love to work more and really figure out how to best engage and create those transit opportunities and bring the communities together.
Perfect. Okay. No, we appreciate it. It's good to have you over there working there. So, okay. Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Keep us updated. We
Thank you.
welcome these often and look forward to working with you.
Will do. Thank you all.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Don.
it.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay. Move on to item 9, which is a public hearing and consideration of a resolution amending the budgets of the city of Herriman for fiscal year 2024. So we'll start with Kyle.
Thank you, Mayor. As you are well aware, we discussed these in detail during the November meeting. So tonight I was just planning on going over some highlights before the public hearing. So first we have a few larger amendments requested in the general fund, including a sales tax adjustment. One reason for that is we are seeing lower sales tax receipts, so this is to adjust for that. Bright note there on that is so far this year we are meeting that lowered expectation, so I'm hoping things will continue on the path they've been continuing and I won't have to come request an additional reduction on that. As we've discussed, the Animal Services building has changed where they were leasing space at the end of the city. That requires an adjustment to our rental expense and then also the transfer we had provided to our capital projects fund to cover those tenant finished costs. Overall, it will save the city money over the length of the lease. We've had previous discussions about the school safety shuttle that the city agreed to fund. This puts the budget in for that. Carryovers are a major portion of these budget amendments, so we're proposing carrying over 1.5 million in the general fund of carryovers. That's mostly in our streets department to finish pavement management projects and striping. And one state mandated requirement is that any development related revenue that isn't spent at the end of the fiscal year has to be restricted. So this budget amendment transfers that to our new development services fund so it can be properly restricted and spent for eligible expenditures. In our public safety funds, they had some grant award from the prior year that hadn't been spent, and we call it the liquor allotment, and I did put clarification that they can only use that for alcohol enforcement related activities. It's not a slush fund for the police to buy alcohol. And then in non-police, as we had discussed, there was some animal services adjustments that needed to be made due to the building change. In capital projects, we had a number of property acquisitions that the council had approved, so this is getting the budget aligned with those. And one major project that's continuing is Herriman Main Street widening project. I just wanted to note we are carrying over $8 million to complete that project this year. And that was funded by a bond. That's bond proceeds. In the water fund, there is lease proceeds that are proposed to be amended. The council does have on the agenda tonight to approve that capital lease for that. In addition, as we've discussed with the council approved a water line reimbursement with the developer of Olympia. And just as a note, there will be a future budget amendment coming as we get our EPA grant award finalized. There will be some matching requirements with that. That's not in this budget amendment, but I just giving a preview of coming attractions. One thing I did want to note is I am asking for an additional budget amendment. As we were going through our year-end processes, we realized we had some storm drain impact fees that were reaching the 6-year mark. And just as a reminder, we have to spend impact fees within 6 years, or either they have to be turned back to the payers of those, or we have to justify why we're holding those longer than 6 years. So we do have an obligation for a storm drain easement coming up. So our engineering division proposed putting that project in now. And as requirements are met, we will pay that out, but that will meet that 6-year requirement. With that, are there any questions before the public hearing?
Okay, at this point, we will open the public hearing. No comment, I'll look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, look for a motion to any comment, discussion? Okay, look for a motion then.
Motion to approve resolution number R54-2023, amending the Herriman City budget for fiscal year 2024.
Second.
Okay, motion by Steve, second by Sherry. Steve?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, that motion carries. No? No, Jared, you're saying? Okay, perfect. Okay. Item 9.2, public hearing and consideration of a resolution approving amendments to the City of Herriman Master Fee Schedule. Kyle again.
It's a Kyle show tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. This is fairly quick. As you remember, we had discussed in a previous work session about raising the rates for the ice ribbon, the fees that are charged for users of the ice ribbon. The main reason for that is to help start covering the costs of operating the ice ribbon and also look forward to capital replacement that will be required in the future. Based off of council's feedback, we are proposing the rates as shown up there. These would go into effect January 1st. There's a couple things on here. There is in the fee schedule right now a punch pass and a group discount fees, which apparently were eliminated a number of years ago and we haven't been using, so that's just to clean up the fee schedule. I am also requesting a convenience fee line be added to the fee schedule. So this would be any events that are using our software is called Roller that are used to process the transactions, and that's to cover the fee. The ultimate goal would be any fee we charge would come back to you as the council to have you approve that, and we would build those fees into the price. The events department doesn't like having to handle change. I don't necessarily like them handling change, so we would build it to a flat fee. This was, I thought, just putting in there just in case there's something that gets missed. We would at least be able to cover costs on that. Are there any questions before the hearing?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. At this time, we will open the public hearing for this item. Seeing none, I'll look for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve resolution number R552023, amending the Herriman City Master Fee Schedule.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Sherry, second by Steve. Sherry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. That motion carries. Okay, move on to item 10, the consent agenda. I always worry about this part now.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Oh, second.
Motion by Steve, second by Sherry. Steve?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. That motion carries.
See, that was easy.
That was easy. Okay, item 11, discussion and consideration of a resolution to approve about $1.1 million equipment lease purchase agreement with Zions Bank.
Kyle, you should just keep that seat warm down there.
The good news is my things seem to come in groups, so you won't see me hopefully too much moving forward. As we discussed multiple times during the budget process, the fiscal year 23 budget included lease proceeds to finance vehicles due to a number of things, including how long it takes to build these vehicles and then supply chain issues. It took longer than expected for these vehicles to be completed. So now would be the time to execute the lease. So I've got the amount of the lease there. It is less than what we had originally budgeted in the 23 budget. And then there's the three vehicles that are being financed. It's a 5-year term with a yearly payment of approximately $255,000. This was included in the 23 budget and the 24, so we will be proposing to include this in future budgets. An interest rate of 4.88%, which is quite good. I've been tracking the lease rates, and most of the time they've been over 5%, but we just hit a time when it had lowered below 5%. And then the lessor is Zions Bank, which has handled multiple leases for us in the past. The contract that's in the packet is their standard language. They haven't changed anything from prior leases we've done with them. Do you have any questions for me on this?
Nope.
Is it my turn?
Okay. I think that's it. I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number R53-2023, approving a $1,105,547 equipment lease purchase agreement with Zions Bank Corp.
Second.
Motion by Sherry, second by Steve. Sherry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. That motion carries.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Kyle.
$1.1 million.
So much easier here.
Okay, item 11.2, discussion and consideration to approve a plat for the Herriman Cemetery. Blake?
All right. We thought we saved the best for last, but you got it backwards tonight. You got the worst last and the best first. So, Herriman Cemetery, the last time we discussed this was almost a year ago, February 22nd. And during that discussion, it was with Anthony, our parks manager. He brought up some discussion about expanding the cemetery to the west. As we looked into that, we discovered that there wasn't an existing recorded plat for the cemetery. State code requires that a plat's recorded before you sell plots. So we immediately began working with a surveyor to prepare a plat. And that's why we're here. So the cemetery is located at approximately 6,000 West, Herriman Boulevard, or 126 South. This is the proposed plat, preliminary plat. And you can see on the west end, currently that's not burial plots and there aren't any roads. In that last discussion, we talked about potential of roads going in there. We decided to leave the road shown on the plat so that we don't have to relocate any plots, but the roads won't need to be built until the city has funding to do so. Let's see. So, as I said, state code 831. The plat needs to be recorded so that we're in compliance with state code. I have a few other exhibits shown here. This is the area that's expanding. And then there's a little map key in the corner. This kind of shows the north part of the expansion and where the plots will be. There's two areas being added here, Area F and Area G. Area F will add 592 plots. We talked about double stacking last time too, so if people choose to double stack, you could double that number or somewhere in between double that number and 592. And then area G is going to add 1,046 plots. And then this one shows kind of the southwest corner of the expansion area. And then this one shows the other areas, which are the infant and urn areas, which I think they're currently open, and there's some of those areas purchased already. But this shows the area that's plotted there, or platted there. So this request tonight is just to approve this plat, and if there aren't any changes or modifications to it, we'll get the Mylar printed and go get it recorded so that we're in compliance with state code. Are there any questions or anything that anyone saw that needs to change on the plat? This is kind of new for the city council. We don't usually bring plats to the planning commission, but this one we decided to bring to the council where it was a state code requirement.
Cool.
Perfect. Thanks, Blake. I'll look for a motion.
A motion to approve the plat for the Herriman City Cemetery.
Second.
First by Steve, second by Sherry. Steve?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
And I vote yes. That motion carries. 11.3, discussion and consideration to declare real property owned by Herriman City located at 138 South, 4,000 West as surplus.
Thank you. All right, the last time we discussed this one was almost 3 years ago, December 9th, 2020. And at that time, staff was directed to check on the property value, and the motive behind that discussion was Riverton was requesting that we deed this property to them. And so the location is 138 South, about 4,000 West or so. It's actually a parcel of property located outside of Herriman. Part of it's in Riverton, part of it's in Bluffdale. And at that time, there wasn't any timeline on when 138 South was going to get constructed. Fast forward to today, we have a timeline. They're hoping to construct that road across the canal this spring before water gets back in the canal in April, and then construct the road all the way from where it currently ends through Riverton and Herriman to Mountain View Corridor. And hopefully that will be open by the fall of 2024 in conjunction with the opening of the new flex school in that area. So as that road was being discussed to extend and the canal work, Bluffdale actually approached us this time and requested that the city deed the property to them. Just a little background, we received the property in 2018 with a quitclaim deed. We did not have any idea that we received it for about 1.5 years, and then as we were going through looking at encroachments, there's actually an encroachment onto this property by a Bluffdale resident. So we decided not to send code enforcement out of our city and go after someone in Bluffdale. But anyway, the recommendation by the staff on this is to follow the city code on property surplus. Since we looked at the value of this, it doesn't have any value. The appraiser didn't even complete an appraisal and said there's no value. It's currently used as right-of-way. Since we received it for no cost and it has no value and it's currently being used as a right-of-way, it doesn't meet the requirements to be a significant parcel per our code, so that doesn't require a public hearing, and it also doesn't require us to go out to bid on this property. So our recommendation is to declare it a surplus and identify the highest and best use is to just split the parcel and deed it to the appropriate city it lies within. As you can see, there's actually 3 pieces. The pieces that are currently will be used as right-of-way, we've included a restriction to say that needs to remain as being used as right-of-way, and if it ever is not used as right-of-way, it's at the cost of the owner to cure that, or it reverts right back to the city within 90 days, to Herriman City. And so the green parcel, number 3 on the bottom, that one wouldn't have a restriction. That's the property that's actually the encroachment property. It's been fenced in for a number of years and being used as part of the backyard of that next door residence. And Bluffdale, if they get the property, they can decide what to do with it at that time. So that's our recommendation, is the 3 bullet points there. And I can answer any questions if you have any at this time.
I said get the road done. Make a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-21, declaring 1.19 acres of property located approximately 13800 South 4000 West as surplus, and authorize the city attorney to finalize the property deeds with Riverton City and Bluff-Bell City.
I second.
Motion by Sherry, second by Steve. Sherry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. That motion carries. Okay, future meetings. Planning Commission gets one more this year on the 20th at 7 o'clock. We will not meet again as a council until the 10th. Events coming up, 16th Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Are you still speaking, council member?
I hope
They let me.
Okay. Perfect. Councilmember Shield will be speaking at the Wreaths Across America. That's a great event. Everybody come out at 10 o'clock. And city offices will be closed on the 25th and 26th, and then the 1st. Are we doing it? Do we have to swear you guys in again? Do we know when that is?
What?
Okay. Okay, so probably January 2nd at 5 o'clock. Okay? Looking forward to that.
Mayor?
Okay, yes?
We also have the senior painting event tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
That
For
we
those
opened
that
up.
pre-registered.
Yep. So if you pre-registered for a senior paint event, come out tomorrow morning at 11. Do we still have any openings? Or is it too late now? Yeah. So if you still are interested, we've opened it up to all residents now because we didn't get enough seniors fill that. So anybody's welcome to sign up. Come on out tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock downstairs here. Okay. With all that being said, I will look for a motion to adjourn and go back to work. One more work item meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?